Hi guys, this is GM the Life Coach. This is the second part of Tara's journey. If you've heard part one, then it's great. If you haven't, you need to fly over to that episode, listen to that one first before you listen to this one, because it would all make sense. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you like it. Stay tuned for some more great journeys and some more friends of the show popping by. And hopefully, if you like this one, let me know and we can get her back on the show, all right? Even if she lives in the Netherlands at the moment, we can still get her back, all right? Anyway, thanks a lot and take care. Peace. GM, the Life Coach.
Next time I'm doing a gig, man. So I played with your band. We did Proud Camden.
Yeah.
We did Proud Camden. We did
and then we did your gig that you was holding.
And we did
fundraiser.
Yes, we did fundraiser live festival that I did. Yes, because oh my gosh, that's another story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like getting all these musicians together, doing fundraiser at Streatham for a lady that I met that was suffering from cancer, but she was Guyanese, she needed treatment, and she needed money for this treatment because the UK were like, well, you're Guyanese, so boy, you ain't English, so we don't have to treat you for cancer. And she couldn't get the treatment in her home country, so it was so sad. So we raised as much money as we could, but by the time we did, and I went with her to the consultation afterwards, and we were like, look, this is what we've raised. It's not the full amount, but as a charity, we can keep doing these events to raise the rest. They did an assessment of her, and unfortunately the cancer had gone in that interim period of the waiting of me meeting her telling me her story, me trying to do something about it. In all of that time, I don't know how long she had the cancer before without it being treated. Do you know what I mean? And then it had spread. It hadn't spread, but it gotten to the point where there was nothing more that they could do. So what happened was she ended up dying, unfortunately. But the money that we raised, it was about £800 in total, something like that. Wow. That was used to bury her. So I met up with her mum and wrote a check and gave her the money, and she used it to help bury her daughter here. And she did, and so it's sad. It wasn't the outcome I wanted for Luan, and it was annoying because as we were fighting for it, there was so much resistance. Then you come to a point where you think this must be what God wants, because if it's not what God wants, it's not going to be. Do you know what I mean? This is written in the stars for her, and it's unfortunate. But you could do so much, and we fought until the end. Like she fought until the end. We all fought until the end, and then in the end, it was the money that was gonna bury her. But I wish that I met her sooner. I wish that I met her like 6 months to a year earlier, because then she'd still be alive. And it's so weird because afterwards I was so annoyed with St George's Hospital and the doctors, and I was like, and they were like, we just want to reach out to you to explain. I said, there's nothing you can explain. At the end of the day, you could help someone be alive, and you've decided not to help someone because of money. I hope that you can sleep at night. And that was it. I didn't want to talk to them about anything else because I was just disappointed in human beings. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm thinking, if I was like in that position, I'd be thinking, all right, it's 15k, but it's a life. Like, let's give her the treatment. She can pay it off in payment plan. Let her do that. Once she's well, she can work. She can pay back. Like, you know what I mean? She can pay it back if it's gonna be that.
Forward thinking.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not thinking, oh, she's gonna have to die then. Like, I feel like that's so barbaric, but this is the society that we live in at the moment. This is the world that we live in, and it's sad. And it's really weird because that was the first time I saw that music and getting artists together could be a force for change, could be a force for positivity. Obviously, I know songs and music can be a force for positivity, but it could be a force for, you can be called to action. It could be a force of change. And I think that's something I always take with me, and I hope that we can use that again with hopefully a more positive outcome.
So all right, so let's take it to Jazz Cafe. So
Jazz Cafe, yes.
So the springboard from Jazz Cafe, you did your album launch.
Yes.
How many songs did you perform?
But we performed like the whole album, I think, that day.
Yep.
Like about 10 songs.
Yep, and I had about 2 days to learn it, but
we're going to go there. You did amazingly. It was just so much fun.
No one knows.
And I ended up doing we went to Birmingham, me and Rob, to open up for Israel Houghton, who's a really famous gospel singer. And it was kind of a way of like spreading awareness that this is the album launch that we're doing, so that people could buy tickets and stuff like that. So it was a good platform for us, but also for me it was great to meet Israel Houghton because I love his music, and he's, you know, I grew up listening to his music, so it was like meeting someone that you really respect and appreciate musically. And then Jazz Cafe, and that really kind of solidified, like, this is like, I felt like, wow, I've learned so much about the industry from doing Jazz Cafe, and I've learned so much about my music and about the people that support us, do you know what I mean? Like, and that was just a wonderful and beautiful experience. And a lot of my family members that had come, they'd never seen me singing in that capacity. They'd seen me doing smaller gigs, but like Jazz Cafe, they were like, whoa, you've made it now, T. I was like, well, not quite, but you know, it's the start.
Yeah. But it was electric though. It was electric.
It was electric.
It was
the vibe and the energy.
To have that as your launch, like, you know, premises and space.
Yeah.
That is just amazing. I remember we walked in and I was like, oh my days. I'm in Jazz Cafe with it being empty. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We're going to be performing this to later on.
I couldn't believe it. It was like a surreal moment.
Yeah.
Because it was like, you know, we've been to gigs at Jazz Cafe. Like Prt2 performed at Jazz Cafe one time. And you go. We'd only ever gone. I'd only ever gone as an audience member. So when we went in, it was like, we are actually going to be performing here.
Yeah, it was weird.
Like, it was so nuts. I'm not going to be in the audience today. I'm going to be the person singing.
Yeah. and even when other people are singing, we're going to be like in the galley.
Yeah.
At least we're not going to be like
the warm-up acts are coming on there. We are not the warm-up acts. We've been the warm-up acts before. Like, we are the main act.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Mad.
It was absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy.
So, is Time to Shine still around now then?
Time to Shine did another season after my year.
Yeah.
They did another season, and but since that second season, they were in talks about taking it to other countries like Jamaica, Nigeria, and stuff like that. And then I haven't heard anything about.
Did they support the album, or was it just through?
They supported the album, as in like financing it and stuff.
Yeah, like, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. They 100%. They financed that because it was part of the deal.
Yeah.
So they financed the album. They financed everything, photo shoots, dress code. We end up going to the Mobo Awards and meeting like so many other artists to try and promote the album.
Yeah.
And as a result of it, actually, we also filmed Bitter Pill, the music video for Bitter Pill, and then I won a Jump Music Award, which I've still got. Like, it's a glass award. It's like the first award I've ever won for best female vocalist, I think it was. So that was literally off the back of the Jazz Cafe, and it was off the back of the Bitter Pill, my first single release with that album, and the video for that. So I won that. Like, it was best female vocalist video. Yeah. So it was for that video, and I was really happy that I won that. And then and it was just great. And then before you know it, the year's up, and I didn't know if they were gonna renew my contract. They had no reason to renew my contract, in the sense that I didn't win Time to Shine. So like, if I had won it, maybe they would have more of an obligation to keep it a year. But they were like, it's a year contract. Boomaduri, who won it ended after a year. Me, who didn't win it and still had the same contract, it ended after a year, and that was it. So it was like my year was up, and it was amazing. But it was also like, it made me understand the business more. Like, even when you're signed to a label and you've got a manager, you've still got to keep grinding. Like, I thought it's not finished. I thought, like, boom, now my manager's going to be getting me gigs. Like, my manager's going to be organising gigs for me. And yes, he did organise some really, really great gigs for me, like the Israel Houghton gig in Birmingham, and Fairfield Hall's gig. But it wasn't like to the capacity that I was expecting. Like, I was expecting, I'm going to be gigging every week, because I need to. That's how you build up an audience. I need to build up an audience, right? So I think I became a bit complacent, in the sense that I was relying on him to book me stuff, when actually, the same way I used to book myself stuff before, yes, he's going to book me stuff, and that's great, but I could still be booking my own stuff to keep it going. Do you know what I mean? I ended up doing Big Church Festival. It was out of London. I did a festival through obviously T booking it, and that was amazing as well because it's a huge Christian festival, and so that was fun. But it was like, yeah, like at the end of the year, I still wasn't where I wanted to be.
Yeah.
And I realised then that, you know, the grind is continuous.
Yeah.
Like, as an artist, the grind never ends. Like, it's a continuous grind.
So what did you do next? So I know there was like a slowdown, so to speak.
So that was 2014.
Yeah.
And the slowdown was, I went away, so I spent some time in Thailand, I spent some time in Germany, I had a great time. And then I met my husband. And then that was like, I've literally been in a hiatus since then, like since from 2014 till about December last year when I did my first gig. Actually, no, I had like 1 or 2 gigs in between.
Yeah, because we did a gig.
We did a couple gigs.
Your comeback gig, wasn't it?
My comeback gig in when was it? Embankment. Westminster. Yeah, exactly. So I've been doing gigs like now, like more recently.
Right.
But like 2014, 15, 16, it was like I met my husband, I got married, I had my son. Then I was pregnant with my son was 6 months old. I found out I was pregnant with my daughter. So it's really weird because when my son was 6 months old, I was still gigging. I was gigging when I was pregnant actually, and then I was still gigging when my son was 6 months old. And then so when I was out gigging, this guy I met, he was like, I want to work with you to do a reggae album. And I was like, I'd love to do that, but I've just found out that I'm pregnant. And he was like, I'm not going to lie, a lot of producers don't want to work with women that are pregnant because we know that the music's not going to be a priority. And I was like, well, I can't guarantee that it's going to be, but I'm happy to give it a try. And I couldn't do it because I was pregnant with the second one. I had my first one that I need to look after at home as well. And then also I was working and the job was so stressful at the time. I started to meet up with him. We had a couple studio sessions and then I was just like, look, I've got to be honest with you, this is not the right time for me. Like I haven't got the energy to do this and I really want to do it, but I can't do it right now. I need a break. And that's when I took a break. And I literally took a break and I took a break for like a couple years. And then I came back when we did a gig. That was after my daughter was born. And then I did a gig in December last year. And last year I moved out to the Netherlands. So now I'm literally almost kind of rebuilding again because I want to do a second album. And so I've been writing new material. And so now I'm literally like building again. And it's weird because when I did the gig in December, it was one of the coaches from Time to Shine that contacted me and asked me to do this gig in the Netherlands, and by this time I just moved out there. And she was like, there's this gig and I really would like you to perform there in the Netherlands. I'm gonna fly out, but I know you live there, would you be up for it? And I was like, yeah, I'm up for it. But after I did the gig, the guy who organised it was like, oh my gosh, I need to work with you again, you're amazing, blah blah. And I was like, thank you so much. And then she was like Dion Wilkes, amazing woman, amazing vocalist. She does a vocal workshop. She's on Facebook. She's incredible. She said to me and him, she was like, but remember that you were doubting that Tara was going to be great. And I was like, why were you doubting? And he was like, embarrassed. And she was like, he said, your YouTube, he was like, yeah, I see that she can sing, but where has she been? Like, where has she been? Like, she hasn't done anything for a while. And wow. She said she had to kind of hassle him to get me on the lineup. So she was like, trust me, like, you want her. Like, yeah, she's been having a baby and whatnot. She's been having a family, so she hasn't done stuff lately. But trust me, you want her. And he was like, okay, but I can't see that she's done anything. You get me? Like, where's her presence? Like, literally. And that made me see that like, I need to build up. I need to build that up again. I need to get music back out there again. And I haven't put music back out there intentionally because I've been focused on my marriage and my family. But now I feel like I'm ready to take the next step again and to get back into music because it's part of who you are. And when music is a part of who you are, it's like you can never let it go. You know what I mean? Like, you almost lose a part of yourself when you're not cultivating that area of your life.
You're not being creative.
You're not living. You get what I'm saying? And so now I'm ready. And doing that gig actually was like, a starting point, because it was after that he was like, listen, I want to work with you again like next year. And I was like, yeah, cool. And he's like, I've got a few gigs lined up like May, June, July, like summertime. I said, yeah, fine. And I met a musician through that, and we made contact, and we're gonna get into the studio together. So it was literally like a little